Hola amigos, ¿qué tal? Stuart here from Spain Speaks with an update video. We'll have a look at what's been happening in Spain over the last week or so from a news point of view. I'll go into my phone and check out some of the main stories that have made the press this week here in Spain. Now, as you can see, it's another fantastic day here on the outskirts of Madrid. We're going to get up to around 29-30 degrees Celsius. The bad weather is behind us. The last few days have been quite bad in this part of the world, but now with summer here officially, I think the good weather is here to stay for the next 3 months or so. Now, straight into the news, and one story that has been dominating the press for the last couple of days or so is another planned visit to Spain by the Argentine president, Mr. Milei. As we know, Mr. Milei came here about a month ago. He was invited to Spain by the political party Vox, VOX, to take part at their convention just before those European elections. Now, if you're not familiar with the political party Vox, they sit on the right side of politics here in Spain. Basically, there are two political parties on the right side. We have the centre-right PP party, the Partido Popular, and then further to the right than the PP is the political party Vox. And of course, Mr. Milei associates himself with Vox. Anyway, during Mr. Milei's last visit to Spain, diplomatic relations between Spain and Argentina took a turn for the worse, primarily because Mr. Milei insulted the wife of Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez, calling her corrupt. It wasn't the first time that relations between the two countries had become a bit rocky. I think before Mr. Milei's visit, the transport minister here in Spain, Mr. Puente, insinuated that Mr. Milei was a drug user. And this week it was announced that Mr. Milei is coming back to Spain, but as we can read here in this article, Argentina's Milei is irritating Spain again with plans for visit. Spain's foreign ministry expressed strong disapproval on Thursday at what it called Argentine President Javier Milei's deviation from expected diplomatic norms in deciding to shun top government officials during a planned visit this week. Milei is due to land on Friday at Torrejón de Ardoz Air Base amid a simmering diplomatic spat between Madrid and Buenos Aires over remarks he made last month. Milei will receive an award at the Juan de Marina Institute, a libertarian think tank. He will also collect a medal from Madrid's conservative regional leader Isabel Díaz Ayuso, a staunch opponent of Socialist Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez. No meeting with head of state King Felipe VI, Sánchez or Foreign Minister José Manuel Álvarez are on the agenda. It is surprising and anomalous that a foreign president does not request, in any of his first visits to Spain, an institutional meeting with his counterpart, as all heads of state in the world do, the ministry said in a statement. So there we go, Mr. Milei coming back to Spain to accept a couple of awards and again shunning the diplomacy. Has no interest in sitting down with Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez and Foreign Minister Mr. Álvarez, and apparently no interest in sitting down with the King of Spain, Felipe VI, who would be his direct counterpart as head of state. However, he is going to meet with this libertarian think tank and also with the president of the Madrid community, Isabel Díaz Ayuso. So the diplomatic spat or diplomatic row between these two countries, Spain and Argentina, looks set to continue. Now, the second piece of news we'll look at today, and it's some good news as far as the price of olive oil is concerned here in Spain. As we know, the price of olive oil over the last 3 years or so has been rising and putting the product out of reach for a lot of families here in Spain, unfortunately. Well, today the government made an announcement, and it is, as we can see here, that as of the 1st of July, the government will lower the VAT on oils from 5% to 0%, as agreed with the Junts per Catalunya party. The government has announced the elimination of the value-added tax VAT on olive oil as of July the 1st, a measure that the Ministry of Finance will take to their Council of Ministers next Tuesday. This product continues to be the one that increases the most in the shopping basket. In May, it was 62.8% more expensive than a year ago, and since January 2021, it has become 198.5% more expensive. That is, its price has multiplied almost threefold. This measure aims to protect and encourage the consumption of olive oil, a healthy product whose price has recently become more expensive as a result of the drought, among other reasons, as indicated by the Ministry of Finance. This product will also become part of those considered essential, such as bread, fruit, eggs, or vegetables. So there we go, and an important announcement for many families here in Spain who, as I said, have been struggling with the price of this product. The VAT on olive oil going to be slashed from 5% down to 0% as of July the 1st. And not only that, from that date on, it will be considered an essential product here in Spain, like eggs and milk, for example. So the government obviously worried that consumption of this product has fallen in recent times because families just can't afford to buy olive oil. Now, a lot of people in the chat section over the last year or so have been saying, why don't people in Spain just buy another oil? Why don't they buy another cooking fat if they can't afford to buy olive oil? Well, the fact of the matter is that olive oil here is very, very important, and it's the base cooking fat of Spanish cuisine. And if you take olive oil out of people's kitchens here, food doesn't taste the same. It's difficult to understand if you don't live in a Mediterranean country, whether it be Spain, Italy, or Greece, just how important olive oil is here for people's diets. In other countries, for example, where I come from, Australia, people do use olive oil, but not to the same extent as they use it here. And as I mentioned a couple of minutes ago, a lot of families have been doing it tough with the increase in price of this product. So much so, as we can see here, that the rise in the price of olive oil has forced more than 1 million households to stop consuming it. The rise in prices of the so-called green gold accentuated after the end of the pandemic and the Russian invasion of Ukraine in February 2022, as well as the reduction in the 2022-2023 harvest due to the recent drought, have been a real test of stress for the sector. Specifically, according to Kantar data to which this medium has had access, more than 1 million households have stopped consuming olive oil since 2020. Specifically, if 16.1 million households did so in 2020, this figure had reduced to 14.9 million at the end of 2023. This means 1.2 million fewer homes. On the other hand, this consultancy estimates that in the same period of time, the average household consumption has been reduced by 7 litres from 26 to 19 litres. So there we go, and those figures there show you just how important olive oil is here for the average household. And if people can't afford to buy the product, no doubt their diet suffers as a result. So the government deciding to step in as of the 1st of July, slashing VAT from 5% down to 0% on that product. And for some people, it's about time and well overdue. And the other good news as far as olive oil is concerned here in Spain is that this year's harvest has been apparently quite good and prices are set to fall from September. So more good news there, right? And the final piece of news we'll look at today, a story that we saw in yesterday's live stream about just how hot the summer this year is going to be in Spain. As we can see from this headline here, the summer of 2024 is expected to be very hot after the 8th warmest spring of the 21st century. After the 8th warmest spring of the 21st century, the summer, which begins tomorrow at 10:51 p.m. Peninsular time, still with cold and rain due to the passage of Adana, is expected to be very hot throughout Spain and could be among the 20% of the warmest recorded to date. With regard to rainfall, the quarter could be drier than usual, especially in the north and interior of the peninsula, said Ruben del Campos, spokesperson for the meteorology agency, the AEMET, who has warned that the forecast regarding summer rains must be taken with caution. At a press conference to present the seasonal prediction for the summer and the climatic balance for the spring, Del Campo pointed out that the summer that begins this Thursday has not just started, although on Friday a step with higher temperatures will be noticed, normalized for the time compared to these very cold days. By temperatures, the last normal spring was 2021 and the last very cold one was 2018. Since then, there has not been a single season, neither cold nor very cold, all of them warm or extremely warm, the AEMET spokesperson emphasized. So there we go, the Weather Bureau here in Spain predicting a hot summer, perhaps among the 20% of warmer summers of all time, and this information based on the fact that we've had a very warm spring. But as we know, not everybody believes the information that the Weather Bureau puts out. Some people are skeptical to the information that they hear, and of course in the comment section on this channel people have already left their opinion on this piece of news, saying that they don't believe that it was a warm spring at all. As we can see from this person's comment, endless climate lies. I've just experienced the coolest May and June in the 10 years I've visited Torrevieja, including the constant temperature lies, adding 5 or 10 degrees to the BS, to the real temperature, and I've witnessed it again and again since 2020. And another climate skeptic replying to this comment, saying, I live in Torre 18 years and it's definitely coolest June I've ever known here. Now, I don't want to pick that last person up on their grammar, but you can't use the present simple tense to say that you have been living in a place for 18 years. You can say, I have lived in Torre for 18 years, or I have been living in Torre for 18 years, but you can't say, I live in Torre for 18 years. So check your grammar. And I'm always amazed by people who most likely have never worked at the Bureau of Meteorology, have never studied the climate, and they make comments like that based on their own perceptions. Why am I going to listen to what an expert has to say? I come here on holidays every year and I don't reckon it's any hotter than it's ever been before. Lies, lies, lies. Experts have got no idea. I'm the only one who knows what's going on. And the place they were talking about was Torrevieja, which is a seaside town in the province of Alicante here in Spain. And here, according to this article, the State Meteorological Agency confirms that spring has been very hot and extremely dry in Alicante. So amazing that some people get to a stage in their life where they read things that are written by experts on a particular subject, but it doesn't agree with their narrative, so it's lies, lies, lies. One of the hottest springs on record because these experts say so. What an absolute load of crap. Lies, lies, lies. And how do I know that they're lies? I'm not basing my opinion on any scientific data. I'm basing my opinion on the fact that every time I go outside, it doesn't seem that hot to me. On that note, I'm going to wrap the video up. Questions and comments, please leave them in the section below. Debate the video out as you normally do. If you have anything to add to the conversation today, the comment section is the place for you. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't. I'll see you in the next one. Hasta luego.